Hello students, you're welcome to today's lesson. Today we'll be looking at another interesting topic, mountains. Mountains, like we know, is as a result of tectonic processes, which we treated in our last lesson. At this lesson, we'll be looking at various objectives. One, we should be able to define mountains, and also we should be able to state the different mountain types that we have. And also at this lesson, we'll be looking at the different characteristics of the different mountain types that we have. Also at this lesson, we'll be looking at the mode of formation of the different mountains. How are they formed? All these are what we are going to be discussing. Thereafter, we will look at the importance of mountains to man. Now the question is, what is a mountain? A mountain, like we know, is a landform that rises prominently above its surroundings, generally exhibiting steep slopes and relatively confined area summits. Also, they have considerable local relief. Mountains rarely do occur individually. In most cases, they are found in elongated ranges and or chains. When an array of such range is linked together, it constitutes a mountain belt. Next, we'll be looking at the characteristics of mountains. They have distinct peaks and they exist between mountain belts and ranges. Next, we will be looking at the types of mountains. Generally, we have four major types of mountains. We have the fold mountains, the block mountains, the volcanic mountains, and of course the residual mountains. Fold mountains are folded highlands areas with very high range of relief and lowland. They are caused by horizontal movements of the earth in which compressional and tensional forces act on as a result of stress. They have folding appearance and they also exist in layers. They also show great peaks which are distinct. They have upfold known as the anticlines and the downfold known as the synclines. The anticlines are the mountain tops while the synclines are the valleys. Fold mountains are formed by large-scale horizontal earth movement as a result of stress and compressional forces which cause expansion or contraction of some parts of the earth. Such stress subjects the rocks to compressional forces. It causes the earth to wrap up or down. The upward is what's referred to as the anticline. The downward is known as the synclines. Examples of fold mountains are the Himalayas of Asia, the Alpine Mountains of Europe, and also the Rockies of North America. Next, we'll be looking at block mountains. The block mountains, they are made up of old hard rocks and they are associated with rift valleys. They also have steep sides. Examples are the Great African Rift Valley, the Rhine Valley in Europe, the Vosges of mountains in Europe. Block mountains are usually flat-topped and they are associated with faults. Block mountains are formed when the earth cracks due to faulting. Faulting may result from tensional forces or compressional forces. Tensional forces are those that tend to pull the earth's crust apart and they result in a normal fault. While compressional forces are those that shorten the crust to produce the thrust fault. Next is the volcanic mountain. The volcanic mountains are made up of lava. They have irregular sides with conical shape. and they contain materials such as the volcanic bombs, the ash, cinders, and are arranged in layers. Volcanic mountains are formed from volcanoes, which are built from materials ejected through vents in the Earth's crust. A volcano is a vent or opening through which magma, ashes, gas, and water vapor are ejected out. There are three types of volcano: active volcano, dormant volcano, and the extinct volcano. Active, they frequently erupt, while the extinct, no eruption. They are also known as mountains of accumulation. Examples are Kilimanjaro, Mount Kenya, and Fuji Mountain. Next, we'll be looking at the residual mountains. The residual mountains are formed from the remains of already existing mountains. They have irregular surfaces with steep sides, and they vary in heights and sizes. They are caused by agents of denudation, which is running water, ice, and wind. Looking at their mode of formation, they are formed from already existing mountains, which are lowered or reduced by agents of denudation, such as running water, ice, and wind. Examples, we have the Nilgiris in India, and also the Highland of Scotland and the Highlands of the Scandinavia. Next, we'll be looking at the importance or uses of mountains to man. One, mountain serves as a major source of rivers. Mountains are the sources or the beginning of many rivers and streams. They are known to be the major source of water supply. And also, mountains also tend to aid the formation of rainfall, especially on the windward sides of the mountains, which is orographic or relief rainfall. Mountains also serve as sources of minerals. Minerals like tin, gold, diamond, which are useful to man. Looking at another advantages of mountains, some mountains, as a result of their location, do serve as windbreaks, while others serve as climatic barriers. Mountains also serve as tourist centers. Some high mountains are centers for tourist attraction, like the Mount Everest. Also, mountain aids the construction of hydroelectric power. The nature of some rivers, with their steep slopes, fast flowing, and the presence of rapids at the source, also aid the construction of hydroelectric power supply. Next, we'll be looking at the disadvantages. Mountains promote soil erosion. Areas close to mountains are usually associated with erosion. Mountains also act as barriers to communication, as they prevent road construction, railways construction, and also airport constructions. Also, they prevent human habitation. Areas that are mountainous are known to be associated with cold weather, which prevents human and animals from inhabiting there. This, we have come to the end of the lesson. Do well to attempt your quizzes and ask questions if there are any. See you in my next class. Bye for now.